Welcome back to Rene'S Stepping Out on Faith. I'm Renee. We're live on 88.1 FM, WHPR, Detroit and Highland Park. We have Jim and I back with us, our real life comedian. And onto my right, we have Dr. Samuel Craig, Doctor of Education, and also Assistant Principal at Highland Park High School. It's a pleasure, Dr. Craig. That was Gucci Loafers by Gladiator, our upcoming artist in Detroit as well. Team Records, you guys, you've heard of him. Highland Park, Detroit, he's all over. North End area, exactly. We were continuing on the urgency of education. We were, Dr. Craig, you were telling, just giving up some advice to our youth on how they can, how they need to understand and receive, right, the urgency of education in more ways than one. Well, we were explaining how the urgency of education is not just
what?
Getting a degree or diploma. I'm trying to get this on.
Just push the button.
Okay.
Push the button.
Caller, you hot? Hello?
Hi, Renee. This is Minister Terry calling back. How are you this evening?
It's good to hear from you, Minister Terry. I'm good. And yourself?
I'm great. And hello to your guest tonight.
My guest is Dr. Samuel Craig, Doctor of Education, and he's Assistant Principal at Highland Park High.
Good evening.
And we have Gemini, our real life comedian. You know Gemini.
All the time. What's up, Mr. Terry?
Good to hear your voice again, Gemini. And Dr. Samuel, was that last name Craig?
Yes.
Absolutely wonderful. I have a question for Dr. Craig. With our male, African-American males in statistics, how do we reach them? It seems when they get to that age where it's role versus autonomy and they're struggling in that identity crisis piece, and we seem to lose them at that age. Do you have any suggestions how we can better be equipped to either circumvent that before they get to that age, or what we can do specifically at that age, say, for instance, between the age of 14 and 16?
Well, first of all, at the age of 14 and 16, you're talking about coming out of junior high school into high school. What is happening now is a lot of young African-American males, by the time they get to junior high school, they see that their lives are completely dominated by women. And what's really unfortunate, especially with single-parent households, with female households, they don't develop the sense of responsibility that they really should develop. The young men are allowed to kind of do what they want, go out and play and so on, and young women tend to raise their daughters and love their sons. And so when they get to high school, they still are dominated by female instructors and so on. And so they have a hard time with roles. The other thing is some of the things that used to help us develop identities are no longer available for young people. When I was a young man, I had a paper route. I worked cleaning up the beauty shop, things of this nature. Now adults have taken over all of those positions. So young people don't get the chance to earn money for themselves and learn how to budget and do different things. So first thing we have to do is be aware of what our young men are facing and try to develop some opportunities for them within our homes and in our school and so on, so that they can develop that sense of identity and a sense of responsibility.
Right.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And my, quest or venture at this point is to figure a way to fill that void, because I see so many of them slipping away at that age where they just don't seem to be motivated. And rather than see them get lost in the system, I was, at one point in time, we had talked about having a show that was based on the pipeline to prison, talking about how the schools now in certain areas and certain cultures are simply a pipeline to prison for our young men. So I'm willing to get in there and help develop, fight, struggle, do what we can to save some of our, because I know we can't save everybody.
That's what's
But
up.
if we can save some of them, I'm willing to help to do that.
That's beautiful.
Well, we always looking for some help, and we need some brothers to step up and help out
That's what's
also.
up.
That's
what's
right.
up.
That's right. That's right.
I agree with you, and that was one key point that you brought out, and I thought about it. I said, now that is absolutely the truth when you say that it's the females that they see, you know, and they're not seeing role models that they can mimic that look like them.
That's correct.
And
Right.
then they have the role models that they do see that look like them that ain't really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? They think that, okay, that's just selling the drugs and hanging out on the street. They think that's cool, it's fun, you know what I'm saying? But they just don't understand. Like, I talk to a lot of young brothers every time I get a chance, you know what I'm saying? I tell them real life, and because that's what I do. And I tell them, like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what nobody say about you, as long as you got this, you can't take that from you. You know what I'm saying? Just get as much knowledge if you can. Learn. I'm a sponge. I try to learn everything. Every day I was on my man's house. He fixed the furnace. I'm right there like, what did you do to make that come back? You know what I'm saying? Even though I might not never be down here at a furnace,
Right.
but I would like to know it wasn't working a few minutes ago. So what did you do to make it work? And he showed me. So learn everything you can about everything you can. And like you said, I can say, Mr.
Dr. Craig.
Dr. Craig, that everything starts with self, and everything. Even though the parents might be a single family mother, you know what I'm saying, but still, my mother was a single parent for some time, you know what I'm saying, but she still was able to tell me and teach me my responsibility, as I still had chores around the house, you know what I'm saying. I still had to clean up. My thing was to take out the trash, sometimes wash the dishes, which I didn't like. I ain't never like to wash the
I
dishes.
still don't like washing dishes.
I ain't like
dishes.
It was 7 of us, so I had to have the dishes for a week. I had to cook
Yeah.
for my brothers and
Right,
sisters.
we had that weekly
wash
thing too,
clothes
right.
and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Iron.
now it's a second nature, and I look at my kids, and you know, I could just kill my kids because you know, they don't want to do nothing. They think
And you supposed to
they
just do
think
everything.
you're supposed to
gotta
do it for them.
The generation is different, though.
But you
The
gotta
days
learn-
are different. Things are not the same when we were growing up.
Right.
My first show was called Growing Up, the Difference Between Now and Then.
Right.
So,
But
and that
it is
was
the
last
same.
year.
It is the same, but it's different because
The
everything
structure
comes
is not
back
the
around.
same.
Well, but
Everything
you know what
comes
is
back
different?
around.
What is really different? My parents moved to Highland Park from Alabama. And they come from a generation where a lot of people couldn't read and write, so
Right.
education for us wasn't
A mandatory thing.
We had chores. We were going to get an education,
Right.
but the big thing was that they wanted us to have it
Better than they did.
had.
Yeah, that's,
And they
that's,
did a
that
good
goes
job,
on and on.
and we did it for our kids. and
Right.
I don't think our kids are going to exceed
We
our ability.
demand it, though. We're
You
not
know,
gonna think it.
I-
We're gonna
I
demand
think so
it.
because they come out so intelligent. You know, my little
They come out
nephew was
moving
just,
fast.
I mean, yeah, my little nephew's so smart. I'm like, wow, you know, because I don't remember me doing that at that age, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he be sneaky and everything, like, wow, you know, how you want to know he ain't supposed to do something, he'll look back, you know what I'm saying? You ain't number two, how you know about looking back, you know what I'm saying?
Minister
And
Terry.
then when you walk in the room, he act like he ain't did nothing. I'm
Minister
like,
Terry.
wow, at 2?
Minister Terry.
Yes, I'm still here, and I am enjoying all the comments. And absolutely, Renee, of course, I have to tell you, you're doing a wonderful job. Keep up the good work. I was sorry that I couldn't be there this evening, but I am going to be a guest on the show that follows your show. That's
Emerging into Destiny.
And our topic tonight is toxic relationships. So, listeners, please stay tuned. And I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
All right,
That's
Minister
what's up.
Terry. Thanks for getting it in with us on Rene'S Stepping Out
Let's
on
get
Faith.
it in, connecting
You're
together.
welcome.
From the bottom to the top ministries. You guys have a great night, and thanks for calling, okay?
Wow.
Thank you.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye-bye.